Ah, hello there. I am Acerbus. Come inside, come inside. Today I was just fixating on Chainsaw Man. Care to join me for some chatting and drawing? Alright, so let's just get started with, Chainsaw Man himself. Or at least, Denji. Oh my goodness. This fucking kid's been through it. Bro, I remember when I first read it. Because, when I first heard of Chainsaw Man, I wasn't really 100% on it, I was just like, oh, dude with a chainsaw for a head, business casual, simp. Fuck are we doing here? What, are we I wasn't really 100% on board. But then I read the first issue and that really, got me interested. But even then, I wasn't really 100% on board. Then I started reading more, and I think it was the... Okay, so for context, right? Because, as of recording this, the anime only has one season out, and there's a movie coming out soon that's going to be the arc that's about to come up. I'm very far ahead in Chainsaw Man. I have books 1 through... Actually, you can kind of see them in the background behind me. I have books 1 through 18, I believe. I'm pretty deep in the Chainsaw Man trenches. I know what's gonna happen, but with the advent of the movie coming out, I want to keep things a chill vibe. I know there's a lot of anime-only niggas out there, so, I'm just gonna stick to what's actually in the anime. That being said, the arc that's about to be in the movie, that's what really got me ooh, there's something here that I'm enjoying. That was my point when I realized I was like, ooh, I'm gonna need to read more of this. And I remember I read books, I believe 5 through 11. I read all that in a day. I bought them all, read them all in one day. I've been hooked ever since. That was really what got me sunk in this show, and I was like, I need to see all this animated. Please animate this. That being said, oh my goodness, Denji, that poor bastard. He is, you know what I mean? It's bad when you gotta, what was it, his left nut? He had to sell his left nut, had to sell his eye, he had to sell so much and still get fucked by the Yakuza? At least no, yeah, it was the Yakuza, I'm pretty sure. The gang was using him. They were trying to make a contract with the zombie devil, and that's how, the Pochita thing happened. He fused with Pochita, and then boom, Chainsaw Man. Yeah, that kid really is going through it, and that's Chainsaw Man for you. It's really the story of Denji going through it, and that moves me on to my point of because as usual, I have my talking points here. I think the next one is funny, where it's why Denji's an ethical pervert. Alright, don't leave. Wait. Hear me out. As ridiculous as it sounds, I'd say, because my thing, right, when it comes to stories, I hate pervert characters. I believe they are a tired trope, to me at least. I'm sure there's people out there that find it funny. To me, I hate the trope of a pervert character. It's just boring to me because it's always the same. It's always just a joke. And I feel like when it comes to humor, there can be so much more. You hold yourself back relying on, oh, person of the opposite gender, I wanna fuck. I feel like there's so much more. It's just, But with Denji, I feel like the thing I like about Denji is that you can tell it's not like, yeah, sure, the way he says it, goofy, ridiculous, doesn't make any sense. But I feel like it's not comedy relief. You feel me? Like, the way I see it, we are being given an example of Denji's youth and immaturity. He's a teenager, so of course he's gonna be horny. He's gonna want to talk about boobs. He's gonna want to talk about bugging. He's gonna want to talk about porno maggies. Like, this kid's alone, parents dead. You bring a woman near that kid, that thing, he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be solid. Solid as my desk. And that's the thing that I feel differentiates him from pervert characters that are there for comic relief. Like, can't believe I'm gonna say this character's name and compare him to Denji. I almost don't want to, but Mineta. Threw up my mouth saying that name a little bit, but Mineta, hate him. My thing is that, like, he feels like he shouldn't be there. Like, to me, I feel like you want to be a hero. You want to save people, but you have the power to throw balls. Why in a show about, the power of friendship and superhero bullshit do we have this kid who doesn't really care about that? He's just trying to fuck. And, like, he be saying stuff and everybody's looking at him like, why is this nigga here? Get him out of here. Or they'll be like, oh, that's just Mineta. He's just like that. It's like, it just feels like they got, push him out of there. Like, I think that the thing that really, like, had me looking at him crazy was when he saw Eri for the first time. And he was like, yeah, can't wait to see what she looks like in 8 years. And I'm like, arrest that nigga. I want that nigga hung by jumper cables. What? And like with Denji, he is this horny kid. He's like, yo, I ain't have any companionship. I ain't have any, like, human contact that wasn't transactional and money based in so long. I need someone to hold. I need someone to fuck. Anyone, please. And, like, it just makes sense for the character. Whereas when it's comedy relief, it's just like, oh, you're just P. Diddy, R. Kelly. Okay, they're just a part of the team and no one cares. You know what I mean? But next talking point I'd like to move on to is his design. Oh my god. Dude, I fucking love his design. When he pulled his dog's in his chest. He pulls the string out his dog's ass and he got that dog in him. Then he turns into a chainsaw. Oh my god. Peak. Then he can make the chainsaw come out of nowhere. Peak. Like, in the manga, out of the manga. Oh my god, it's so good. I love his design. It's so good. And, like, Fujimoto's art is just très magnifique. I love it. I love it. Especially when spoilers happens later on in the story where blank does blank, and then when blank did blank, that shit looks so hard, man. Oh my god. Yo, manga readers, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. The when blank did blank to blank. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the blank blank. You get it. But yeah, I enjoy his character because it's like he just feels so different compared to most other protagonists, where it's just like he has a simple goal. He just wants to live his fucking life. Like, he barely lived a life when he was growing up. He just wants to live his life. Like, that's a normal goal. I think it's interesting how it's like he wants to live a normal life, but then he can I say what I'm about to say yet? It doesn't really happen in the show yet. I'll say he wants to live a normal life, and there's some conflict, some inner conflict with that. And I find that very interesting because it's like, I like the idea of you setting a goal for yourself and you want to do something with yourself, and there you have a set path that you want to follow, and you feel you have trouble following it because you're like, but like, is this what I want to fucking do? Is this what I want to do? I love when a story has introspective shit like that, where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like when the character be feeling shit in the soul, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you understand their plight, and you're like, damn, you know, I understand how they're feeling, because I understand how they feeling. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But to really boil down my point about Denji, like, that nigga a victim. He is a victim, and it's just crazy because it's like all he does is get used and taken advantage of all the time, and it's just like crazy, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that's such a fascinating way to go about the storytelling. So, that being said, those are my talking points about Denji. I'm gonna move on to Aki. Bro, honestly, like, at first, I hated Aki. Full stop. Hated him. When they were in the alley, and like, he, you know, started pushing Denji, spit on him, he threw a cigarette at him, and he's just like, fuck you, get out of this business, this ain't got nothing to do with you, like, you're in over your head, you're just some bitch, I'm out here being a real devil hunter. Like, at first I was like, man, who the fuck are you talking to the protagonist like that, man? Denji been through enough, man. You don't know his struggle, you don't know who this nigga is. You're out here assuming, oh yeah, he's here for this. You're right, you're absolutely right, he's there for pussy. But that moment rubbed me the wrong way. And at first I was like, oh my god, is he gonna be like this the whole time? And when he started, like, you know, turning it around a little bit, and he started accepting Denji as like, oh, you know what, Denji is, he's here, he's chilling, you know, he's a little weird, but like, he's not that bad. You know, when I felt like when he started to grow on Denji, he started to grow on me too, and I'm like, you know what, Aki's not that bad, you know, I don't really have a problem with him, he's fine, he's chilling, like, you know, could be worse. And yeah, he just started to grow on me. I think if I could pinpoint the exact point when he started to grow on me was when was it? It was a small moment, right? A small moment that really humanized the character to me was when power gets sent to the house, and he calls Makima, and he's just like, yo Mox, you know what I'm saying, like, you gotta get power out of here, she can't stay here, this thing is wilding out, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't want to deal with this, please get her out of here. And like, when she hits him with that, oh, well, like, I sent her over to you because I felt like you were reliable, you were the only person I could think to rely on, but if that's not true, I guess I'll take her back. And when he just, you know, he stopped and was just like, no, I can handle it. Sorry for questioning it. I got you. That moment right there really, like, you know, it had a aha moment in my head, you know what I mean, where it's like, he's a dick sometimes, but like, he's like that for a reason, you know, like, he is very serious, he's very stalwart, I see, and I feel like that moment of just like him stopping and thinking and being like, you know what, like, it's that small moment of self-awareness with him that really clicked with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gave me that moment where I'm just like, okay, I see it, I get it. And it's hard for me to, like, put it into words. I know I'm yapping, and it's, like, me literally putting things I'm thinking of to words, but, like, I don't know, something about that moment just indescribably started to reel me towards this character. And I have another talking point about Aki, and, like, you know, all I can really say is, like, I just can't bring myself to continue speaking of Aki without spoiling anything, because yeah, you know, yeah, I mean, you guys are well aware of what the future devil said. You know, once somebody gets a premonition like that in a show, it's like, oops. But yeah, we're gonna move on to our next talking point, or at least character, at the very least. Power. Similar with Aki, I wasn't really feeling power at first. Like, you know, like, just seemed too high energy, too over the top for me. Like, I don't know, it wasn't clicking with me at first. Like, I was like, okay, she's there, I guess, like, cool, I guess. And then the thing where, you know, Denji felt her up, I was just like, okay, I guess this is happening, sure, right? But the thing that really, like, clicked for me and, like, had the character grow on me was it was I would say it was around when I start noticing, like, the little things, you know what I'm saying? Like, the little interactions between Power and Denji. That's what really got me. Because when I noticed that, like, the way they were acting felt very close, but not in, like, a romantic way. It felt like a sibling relationship. And that's when I realized, I'm like, that same thing with Aki. That was like, aha moment. I'm like, I see. I'm seeing this character all wrong. I'm seeing this character as their own entity, but it's like, no. That was the moment, right? When, especially, like, when they went to go fight the Eternity Devil, and both Denji and Power are yapping and being annoying, and Aki's like, if you do shut the fuck up, I'm gonna give you some gum. And they're like, word. I was like, wait a minute. These niggas family. I get it. And that was like, when that shit clicked in my head, when I'm like, oh, I see that. That was my missing puzzle piece. That's why I started to like Aki and Power. That's how they started to grow on me. When I realized them niggas is Denji's family. That's Denji's family now. And with that, I was like, wow. It's really crazy how Power deadass became Denji's sister just like that. And I just found it very interesting because it's like, I wouldn't say hated, but, like, I really wasn't feeling this character, especially after she betrayed Denji for the Bat Devil. But when she, like, you know, was true to her word and was like, yeah, word, man, I got you. You touch my titties. I'm like, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next character called Benny. Bro. Let's say it again for those in the back. Cole Benny. Great character. Love this character. And, like, my thing too is, like, I like how this character is, if I could put it into words, like, very side character. You know what I'm saying? Like, this character is the most side character I've ever seen. She's, like, the most side character to ever side character. A literal who, if you will, in the world of Chainsaw Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't expect her to be fighting the big fights. You wouldn't expect her to be killing the big demon or devil. She saves the day once, kinda. Mostly Denji. But the way I see this character is, like, She gets a little bit of screen time sometimes. It's just fucking obnoxious. But like, I don't know, something about her energy killed me, especially when she was just like, I don't even want to be here. I didn't even want to be a devil hunter. My parents told me it's either I do this or I become a sex worker. So I chose this because I don't want to do that. And like that immediately clued into me. I'm like, oh, well, we're about to get into some fuck shit. This is about to be fun. And then when they're losing their mind in the hotel, and she's just like, "You're a spy. I know what you are." You know what I'm saying? Like this. It's so funny. And like with the character, I mean this as affectionately as I possibly can for a character, but like, holy shit, she's so fucking annoying. But like that's a good thing. I like see that fucker, that genius, Fujimoto. I see what he's doing. He does what I like to do, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, you know, I like writing stuff. I see what he's doing. I love the idea of somebody making female characters flawed in ways that aren't conventional, but making it so that there's still something likable about the character despite their flaws. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll always bother me when someone makes a female character flawed while also making the purpose of the character to be hated, or they make them flawed but they don't give them something that makes the character likable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like this could also apply to male characters as well, but like it's mostly a thing I see with female characters where it's like, when you give someone flaws while at the same time making it so that in the grand scheme of things in the story they don't do much, if you don't do something to make that character a little more likable, they're probably gonna be hated. Because like, you think about it this way, right? When it comes to people that read stories, and especially when it comes to like anime, shonen, when you have a character who has a big loud flaw that's real easy to spot, that's what they latch onto. And then what's next? They're gonna latch onto that, and they're gonna be like, man, what the fuck does this character even do? Like, they're weak as fuck, there's no hype, there's no aura, they're weak, they don't fight anyone, like, I don't remember this character, they're not memorable, and that's the problem. You give them this big ass flaw, and they're gonna be like, man, fuck that character's annoying because of blank, blank, blank. And then when they think about that, they're gonna try and think of other moments to contradict that, and they're like, well, you know, because like they don't do shit anyway, like, why should I care about this character? So it's like, you gotta help out that character, because at that point you're in a deficit. You gotta help out that character. Well, you don't have to if you don't want to, but if your intent isn't to make the character be hated, you gotta help him out a little bit, give him a little something. Like, the character's mad annoying, but this is a normal person in a situation they don't want to be in. So of course their reactions are over the top, and when some bullshit happens, they're like, get me the fuck out of here. I'm straight up not having a good time. And so that's what I like about that character. What do I have next on here? Alright, next we have Kishibe. Peak character. He's such a good character. I love how he's just chill, drunk old man who's just this grizzled, seasoned badass who is just like, yeah, alright, yeah, I'll train you. Murders them multiple times, and I'm just like, oh, so good. I love the scene where they were like, alright, let's think and work together to try and outsmart him, and he still beats the shit out of them, but like, you can really see they're improving, they're thinking, they're working together as a team, and it's great. I like shit like that. There's a little more to Kishibe that I would love to discuss, but you know, for the anime only niggas in the room, I'll hold my tongue. But I will put a meme on the screen. That's about it. Next character. You might hate me for what I'm going to say. My favorite character in Chainsaw Man is Makima. I am completely normal about this character. I really like this character. Like, oh my fucking god, this might be one of my favorite anime characters of all time. I love this character. Cause like, alright, without going into detail with spoiler stuff, alright? So I'm gonna try my best to not spoil things, not go into detail as to what's gonna happen next. I'm gonna just stick with the anime stuff. I feel like this is a great example of a character who's mysterious done right. You know what I'm saying? Like, even knowing the context of what I know, like, as far as I've read ahead, I still feel like I don't know much about this character, even though I know so much about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at a point where I'm like, yo, I want to know more about this character. I need to know more about this character because it's just like, this clever fucker. Oh my god. If I ever meet Fujimoto, I gotta dab him up. Oh my god, dude. He did such a great job writing this character where it's just like, you have the carrot dangling in your face, but you just can't reach it, so you just keep walking forward. It's just like, I want to know more about this character. Tell me more. But it's just like, he gives you just enough to be interested, but not enough to be satisfied. And I love that shit. And on top of that, because like, peep, right? So with anime, right? When it comes to a certain archetype of characters, and I'm not saying that Makima is this archetype of character, but my thing is that when they have a character who's not right, you know what I'm saying? Like, when there's something not screwed in correctly upstairs, it's always the same shit where it's just, ooh, I'm crazy, oh, maniacal, crazy laughing, ha ha ha, ooh, I'm evil, I'm crazy, I'm gonna murder everyone. I just like how with Makima it's so different, so focused, where it's like, something's wrong here, but I don't know what. I don't know if I'm crazy or there's something off here. Like, I just love how the character conveys to you, the viewer, that something's going on here, but you just can't put your finger on it until it's too fucking late. Like, unfortunately for me, before I even started reading, I was already spoiled on like all the Makima stuff, but like, even reading through it while being spoiled, I was like, the information I was told from the spoilers did not prepare me for what I've learned, and it did not fully convey the shit that happened. And I was just like, wow, you know, spoiled or not, this is a phenomenal character, and I really enjoy just like, how do I put it without spoiling things, the hustle, the intricacy, the dog, like, this character's so well written, and like, I know people hate the character, I get it. Me personally, I think you're weird if you don't hate this character, as like, you know what I'm saying, like Mahito, you know what I'm saying, like, people hate Mahito, but that's because he's written in a way where it's like, you're supposed to hate him, and they do a really good job of making you hate him. I think Makima's in the same boat, where it's like, people hate her for what she did, not gonna say what, but people hate her for what she did, and me personally, I think it's valid. I think it's valid if you hate her for what she did. I think the simple fact that this character had information about them laid out, the cards are there, you get to see the cards that lead to this character being the way they are, and even still, you don't even get everything, but you get enough for you to just get it, understand it. And the way I see it, I'm like, yo, excellent writing, good shit, love it. And I'm gonna leave it there with Makima because I don't want to spoil the anime only niggas, but like, you guys are not ready for the movie. Y'all ain't ready, that's all I'll say. Alright, and the final point I wanted to make, this is like kind of like a side thing, but like, whenever I think of Chainsaw Man, I feel compelled, I feel pulled to mention Jujutsu Kaisen, which I did in the Makima section, but like, the thing I wanted to mention is that like, and you probably can see it in the background, I have to see, because I can't see, but I can see, you know what I'm saying? But yes, I read Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen at the same time. I was reading them shits at the same time, so like, to me, in my mind, these shows have such close association, to me at least, and so it gets to a point where like, I can't think of one without thinking of the other, and so I just wanted to mention that like, these shows are both amazing shows to me. I think they both are amazing in their own ways, they both shine in their own ways, and I think it's very fascinating how they both, you know what I'm saying, they mesh well together. I really like the atmosphere, the vibe, the themes presented in both. I'm the type of person where like, it's hard for me to decide which one I like more, because the more I think about one, the more I appreciate it, which then leads me to think about the other one, and the more I think about the other one, the more I appreciate it, and it's just a feedback loop. All that to say that read, watch, enjoy both Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. They're both amazing shows. Yeah, that sums up all my talking points. So right. That was a nice little chat, but I feel as if I've been chatting your ear off. Please, tell me what you think about Chainsaw. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on about it. I mean, you know, it isn't too often I get to really discuss things with anybody out here in this lonely crypt. So please, the floor is yours.